Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Zungu Senior. Did Constable Zungu's father sign that statement? Currently, we're dealing with the strange case of Absalom Zungu versus Brigadier Gininda. That's what we are dealing with. A crucial witness says he never signed a statement. The police say he did, and that could change everything. So today, let's unpack Absalom Zungu's exclusive courtroom claims about a disputed statement whose signature looks printed and missing thumbprints. That's just me saying that. So right now we are doing Zungu versus Gininda and the signature dispute. All right. Absalom Zungu, the father of Constable Sizwe Zungu, recently gave evidence at the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial in Pretoria. According to him, he never made a statement to Brigadier Gininda or signed the statement that is said to implicate the people in the case, which is the accused. Accused 1 and 2, to be specific, that led to accused 3 to 5. Okay, what exactly is Absalom Zungu saying or telling the court? So Mr. Zungu said in his own words in that state, he denied making or signing the statement that allegedly links the accused, right, or the suspect to the murder. When shown the documents the police say he signed, he said the signature was not his. Instead, his name appeared written in print where the signature should be. He said he said that normally he says he knows how to sign. So he does not need to have anyone writing his name in print for him. And that brought me to thinking, most of the statements Gininda did, okay, let's refer to accused 1 and 2. Accused 1 and 2 statements that Gininda claims that they did, there's something that he did there. They signed, even though they claimed they were under duress. And then there is also a thumbprint. If Babu Zungu was anywhere near any police station with Gininda, where is his thumbprint? Gininda claimed that he did the statement with Babu Zungu in Pretoria offices. So if he took him to Pretoria offices, then where is the thumbprint next to the printed name of his? Where's the thumbprint? That's what I'm questioning. Okay, so that's what I'm questioning. But particularly this one of Babu Zungu, now it lacks the thumbprint and appears altered or cropped. There was something around that. And Missy had to request a proper statement that they can see a signature because it looked cropped or something. There was something that was happening. So they requested one. I suppose they got it because after that, what we saw was that on screen, Zungu said that I can sign. That is not my signature. He was shown his ID copy with his signature, and then he was shown the other side of the signature that was on Gininda's statement that Babu Zungu deposed, right? And then there was also the claim about a cropped document and the printed name instead of signature detail comes from Zungu's evidence. The defense handling that in court and the original bundle of police exhibits are the authoritative source of that examination. Okay, so that's why they were asking those questions. Okay, why are these details important, or why do they matter in evidential issues? Let's get to that. A, signature versus printed name. A genuine signed statement should have a signature in the signature block. If a name is typed or printed where a signature should be, that raises authenticity questions. Who typed or edited the name and when? Thumbnail. In many police statements where a witness literacy or identity is contested, officers record a fingerprint or thumbprint as an extra identifier. If other statements taken by the same investigator have thumbprints and this one does not, that's inconsistent and worth questioning. You see what I mean? C, document cropping or chain of custody. If earlier versions given to the defense were missing the signature block or cropped and only later did a version with a printed name appear, that raises chain of custody and tampering flags. For courts, the exact original document and how it was stored, transmitted matter a lot. All right. All right. That is what we are questioning there. So when it comes to the version comparisons, compare the first copy delivered to the defense with the one that is later, which is a copy that was delivered when they requested a right one. Who produced the later copy and when, and all of those things. There's a lot of things that need to be questioned when it comes to that. Okay? And then the other thing that we must also check, Umalume, let's check on what he said. The important thing tomorrow is for Advocate Mnisi to move swiftly to verify and compare the signatures. That alone could settle the matter once and for all, which he did, and it settled it. They mustn't let the old man drift into long explanations. His role is simple: disown the statement and the signature, full stop. The way Baloyi will be limited in his cross-examination. He can only question what was actually asked, not wander off into side shows, because we know how dangerous Baloyi can go. Legally, this is seismic under the Criminal Procedure Act and Law of Evidence Credibility in King. If Absalom Zungu didn't give the statement, Gininda's entire breakthrough collapses. Hearsay evidence without corroboration is worthless. Judge Rata's next move will be critical. He may recall Gininda or convene a hearing of admissibility. But one thing is clear: the breakthrough narrative has shattered, and with it, the illusion of an airtight case. I'll borrow the phrase airtight case from your own advocate, Kherinel. But honestly, do you still believe the state has the right people in this case? This is what he told the nation in and on the midday report, ENCA, hosted by Veranshni Pillay. Absalom Zungu's stand isn't just courtroom drama. It's a turning point in South African criminal justice. He refused to own a fabricated statement, but a statement could be the moment. Okay, wait. His refusal to own a fabricated statement could be the moment this decade-long case begins to unravel. And then someone says, he lost it the minute he found out my lord is colluding with the state. He put it on record that saying Kazamsekile. Oh my word. And then there's no place called Sosuthu or Sisuthu in Kwanongoma or anywhere in KZN. However, there is a place called Usuthu under the Nongoma local municipality. That alone is proof that this statement was written by Gininda, a complete fabrication. Yemadoda Gininda is in serious trouble, and to think Judge Rata kept telling us that Gininda is an honest moral investigator with integrity. That is where we are right now. So, guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to the signature? Ubabu Zungu uti, I did not sign. That's not my signature. Aba, they are saying he did. They are going to argue differently. Ubaloyi said so. He is going to argue differently. So what is he going to argue? We will see. Maybe he's going to bring writing experts, etc. What if the writing experts are saying it's Gininda's writing? Uzotini. And also of negative defense, esiza writing experts izeneyayo. Izeneyayo kahle kahle. If they must get their own. Anyway, what are your thoughts when it comes to this? Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.